set your target and then your plan. How am I going to go do that? What am I going to exchange, okay, for that money? What am I going to offer for it? This is Jason Kanigan, President of Sales on Fire. Welcome to the boardroom. We're going to talk today about a question that somebody asked, a really good question about how do you get rid of negativity? When you get into a negative mindset, what do you do? Because you can get stuck there. And so the key, first of all, is to get conscious. The problem that is happening is that you are stuck in a loop. There's a negative idea going on that says this is horrible, the situation is terrible. I see all these sort of attributes or features that are telling me this is a negative situation, and it's going to go on forever. And that's really the big problem, because we all know the constant in life is change, right? Nothing goes on forever. Even if the negativity continues, what will happen is you'll actually spiral down. Your conditions will get worse, okay? So it's not going to go on forever. Things are going to change in a negative way for you unless you reassert control. So the first thing we need to do is get conscious. You need to break out of that idea. Now, some people, when a negative thing happens, like to take a day and kind of wallow about it or something like that. I don't think that's a good idea. I'm going to say that that is feeding the negativity, and I don't want to do that. I want to get something else in place right away to sort of buttress up against that negativity and push back against it. I don't want to be the effect of that negativity. I want to be the cause of success in my life, okay? So getting back into a state of order and movement is what's key for you here, as soon as possible. Bob Proctor was talking about this in his You Were Born Rich seminars in the 80s. You can go watch that on YouTube if you want. Great training. He was saying that before the internet. I'm trying to point this out to you so that you understand negativity has been around a long time, and so has shiny object syndrome. It's pretty funny. There's a guy in this mid-80s seminar where it's John Canary, and he's giving this speech and he's talking about shiny object syndrome. He didn't call it that, but the attributes of it are exactly the same as what we see with online marketing today. Nothing has changed up here in human nature, okay? People are still the darn same thing. So, break out of your mold, whatever it is that you're doing. If you realize you're in this negative mindset and you're like, this sucks and it's going to go on forever and I hate it, do something different. Go swimming if you don't swim. Go for a walk, you know. Get up from the couch. Get up from your desk. Believe me, getting out of that environment that you're so familiar with and is your comfort zone is going to be the very best thing you can do. Because you can walk along, you can see people. If you go to the gym or something, you're going to see people. Now, a lot of people watching this are going to be personal trainers and that. You know the value of exercise, but it's not a panacea. It doesn't fix everything. All right? It certainly helps. It certainly augments. But the key is to break away from that idea and start to be able to admit a thought into your head that, well, maybe things aren't that bad. I mean, as I pointed out in the blog post to this, and my original answer to this question, are like guys pounding on your door right now saying, come out with your hands up, give us the money, you know, we're taking you away to bank jail or something like that, right? No, of course not. It's very unlikely. So you have some time to figure it out, and order and movement are the key. Okay, you have to get into movement, but there has to be intelligence behind it. So we're talking about getting rid of that negative mindset by separating, detaching from it. Now, I don't know about you, but I live in an analog universe. Everything's connected to everything else. The outside that I see is a reflection of what's going on up here. And if you need to see that in a scientific way, look up reticular activation system, reticular activating system, and it will show you how there's millions of bits of information out there if you want to view it digitally like that. And your RAS is sorting this down to like 200 bits of information that are important right now. Like, hey, that saber-toothed tiger is going to kill me. It's about to jump. I better do something about that. Okay? Important. But again, this is part of our evolution, and it's a problem because it means you're only seeing this tiny fraction of what's available to you out there in terms of resources, possibilities, actions you could take, help you could get, directions you could move in, assets that are available. You are cutting this stuff off, and your RAS is doing it automatically because it's been trained to do so. I've talked about this on my blog and in my videos. You can do some Google searching on salestactics.org and or use the search feature there. You don't even have to use Google, and find out about the RAS and how it's filtering down. So don't you think that when there's like, say, 2 million bits of information out there of stuff that you could do and people you could talk to and that, and you're filtering down to 200, that maybe there's a way out? Do you think maybe if you retrained your RAS to filter for the new thing, you could see it, right? Just for a moment, open it up, right? Okay? So believing that everything is separate and things are like pixels or something like that, right? My mind is like wired to see it this way, and I've had to train myself to go, no, that's an artificial creation. It's built on top of an analog universe where everything is everything else. You're connected to everything else. It'll run. The digital universe will run on top of the analog universe. I first noticed this when I was reading Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged and Robert Prissig's Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. My brother sent me to them when I was like 20 something for my birthday, 22, 23. 2 books, very different, all right? And Ayn Rand's Objectivism runs on top of the chaotic universe. It's quite interesting. Now, I'm talking about this and you might be going, huh? Well, read my blog post, listen to the rest of this video, and then maybe come back to this later, okay? I'm talking about this to add some depth to what I've mentioned in the blog, okay? So if you're connected to everything else and all that information is out there for you to grab, if only you will take your blinders off and see it, the way out, the solution is instantly available to you. It is right there. It's right there. Like the good customers that you want, they're right behind you. You just can't see them because you won't look there, right? If you retrained yourself, if you relaxed, opened your mind and went, well, maybe I could try that, all right? So if you don't have a whiteboard like this, use a spreadsheet. If you don't have a computer, well, somehow you're watching this video, but use a notepad. It's okay. Create a plan, and a plan has goals, and we all know about SMART goals. I've linked to a definition of SMART because it's an acronym like specific, measurable, time-based, yada, 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 right? And you have to have that time-based in there. There has to be a deadline for things or else you won't do it. Stop waiting for things to be perfect and just move ahead with what you've got. Work with what you've got, and you should get stuff too that will come to you. You'll get it because you'll be asking for it. Okay, so write down your goals. What do I need to do? Don't ask or program yourself to go get just enough money to survive. Okay, if you need $200 to keep the lights on, don't go for $200. Go for 500. Okay, at least 300. You're going to need more. You're going to need to pay some extra fees that you didn't think of. You're going to need to eat. You're going to need gas for your car. And you're going to need some breather time to move on to the next sort of jerky incident here, that you're going through right now before things start to level out for you a little bit. All right? So set your target and then your plan. How am I going to go do that? What am I going to exchange, okay, for that money? What am I going to offer for it? Don't undersell yourself. Don't give away too much, all right? Make it a good offer. But keep it, don't do 1,000 blogs for $100 or something like that. That would be crazy, all right? And plus, people probably wouldn't believe the offer anyway. They go, that's too good to be true, and it's going to be crap, and, I'm just going to stay away from that. Make it realistic, all right? You can get 10 blogs for $100. It's still a good deal, right? So then write down, once you've got your SMART goals there, how you're going to do it, and the actions that you're going to take to achieve that goal. All right, so I'm going to market myself in these places, and now you want to make a list of people that you know, and these are friends, family, business acquaintances, people that you know who might be able to help you out, and I want you to assign some part of that action goal to them. Okay, individuals. So Jason here is like a sales trainer, business strategist guy. He's probably got some stuff on how to set up my business and reach out to people, maybe some things to say, right? Maybe he's got some knowledge, I do, of places to post my offer so that it gets seen, right? It's free. And I'll ask him. I'll tell him a little bit about my situation and say, look, I'm not whining. I was just wondering if you could give me a couple of pointers in the right direction. Okay? Some people will give you stuff. Some people will say yes. And this is selling. This is sales. Make no mistake. You are selling the idea of confidence in you. And some people are going to be repulsed by that and freak out and block you on Facebook. And tough. Okay, there's nothing sleazy about this. You are trying to survive here, all right, in the really negative situation. okay, where things are about to go tits up. You really need to do something here. You can't be afraid and sit back, okay? And those are who are repulsed. There's something wrong with them anyway, okay? If I can't help you, I'll just say, sorry, I can't help you. And that's the end of it. But odds are I can give you something, right, to help you along your way. And if there's like 10 guys like me out there who you can talk to, you're going to get 10 bunches of stuff that will help you, okay? And you organize that into your strategy and you move along. Now, you don't want to get bogged down with shiny objects. You want stuff that ties into what you're doing. So if somebody gives you a tool, you need to look at that and go, well, is this thing actually going to help me, or is it a distraction right now? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll put this to good use at the appropriate time. Maybe you need to put that to the side right now. But if it's something that quickly enables you to go through the internet and find projects listed that are relevant to you, yeah, that would be a good tool, wouldn't it, to be putting into action and learn how to use and start getting results from, okay? So doesn't have to be this big thing. Most of the time, especially in business, the project doesn't have to be this big monster thing. It's just not that hard. There's only traffic and conversion, right? You got to get those two things working for you. People with eyeballs to see your offer, and then some tool, a VSL, a sales letter, something, a call with you, in order to convert some of those people, those visitors or viewers, into customers. That's it. There's nothing more real than that, you know? It's that simple. So don't make it too complicated. Keep it simple. Get an action thing into place. Get support going. Realize there's going to be some reflection of that negativity because, again, remember, this is an analog universe. You look out into the mirror's looking back at you, okay? It's reflecting what's going on up here. There is going to be a time delay. Things are not going to instantly transform from failure to success in a day. You're going to have to stick with it a few days at least, all right? However, by getting into order and movement, you will get to the end result that you're looking for much faster, certainly faster than sitting there on your butt doing nothing. The key is to get into motion again. If you don't get into motion in an organized way, nothing's going to change for you and you'll go down that negative spiral and it will not be good, all right? So it's going to take a little bit longer than you might have fantasized, right? But it will take less time to succeed than doing nothing or sitting there and imagining, or just even when you're taking action, looking back later on, you'll go, wow, I can't believe that it happened in a week. And I'm talking from direct experience here. I've had negative things happen to me many times in my life, some of them created by me, some of them pushed in from outside, and I've had to deal with them. And the key that I have learned is not to get too excited about anything, okay? In the negative side of things, right? Get enthusiastic about the plus side of where you're going, but don't get too excited about the negative stuff. It's probably not as bad as you think. Yeah, it might be bad today, but tomorrow and the day after that, a week from now, right? Ask yourself, is this going to matter? When somebody upsets me, I ask myself that. Is this going to matter in a week? Is it going to matter in a month? Is it going to matter a year from now? And usually the answer is no. It annoys me right now, today, at this moment. But a week from now, I'll have forgotten. Okay? I get pissed off at somebody in traffic. I know I'll get mad, but I know I'll have forgotten about it in 10 minutes. I'll be off to something else, some new idea. Okay? So don't get too wrapped up in the negative thing, because as long as you're feeding that negativity power, you're not getting organized into order and moving in a direction, are you? All right? And remember, the direction almost doesn't matter. Getting into motion does. If you watch any sort of military training, the Marines and that, the guys who go through that kind of training, they are trained to make a decision with like 60% knowledge of what's going on. You're never going to get 100%, even 80% maybe knowledge of what's going on. Pick a direction and go. You can always change direction later. If you made a mistake, that's fine. It's okay. But get into motion, because it's way better than sitting on your butt now. You will at least learn something. All right? So get out of the negative mindset by detaching from it, being very wary of the ideas that go into your head. And again, I've talked about, in the blog post, I talked about what to do with negative people around you, because I've experienced that myself. Having somebody who's very close to you chirping in your ear all the time, this isn't going to work, why are you doing this, this is so stupid, right? You got to get past that somehow. Detaching from that negative idea loop of this is going to go on forever, okay? And then making the list of targets, goals, SMART goals, actions, and then assigning help to various people. Okay, it's probably a good idea to pick 2 or 3 people, redundancy, to help you with one thing, so that if one says no and the other one ignores you, the third one will probably say yes, all right? And now you're starting to get confidence. You're gathering confidence from the help that you're getting, because the ego feels that it's isolated. This is the core of the thing, okay? We all feel we're alone. I know that that is a mistake, and so I try and sort of think and feel my way around it. But you are not alone. You are not completely isolated on some island somewhere, okay? You're not that guy in Castaway, Tom Hanks and his volleyball, right? You know, you have got resources around you that, again, your RAS has been screening out. There's tons of stuff, tons of customers, tons of whatever you need right there. You just have to see it. And so by getting into order and beginning with your movement, you will succeed. This is Jason Kanigan from Sales on Fire. Hope you appreciate this video. Thanks for watching.